And now we're up to the man who had his first record deal before he was out of high school. He's Michael Bolton. Michael grew up in New Haven, Connecticut, and got into music when he was pretty young. When he was 7 years old, he wanted to play either the guitar or the saxophone, so his parents rented him a sax. Well, he learned to play, but when he was 9, he got a guitar and really got into it. Michael started writing songs and formed his first band while he was still in grammar school. And he kept playing in junior high. And next came high school, and that's when the band actually got a record deal. Michael says, I wrote the songs and I was lead singer. The name of the band was Joy. We sent out demos when I was 14 years old. And then when I was just about 15, we signed a deal with Epic Records. And what was it like to be a young teen with a record deal? Michael says 9th grade was the last formal education I had. I had a tutor after that, so that was the last I saw of high school. And now the band Joy didn't exactly take Michael down glory road. He said it was a singles deal. We did 2 singles, and that was it. We were waiting for the second single to be pressed, and the next thing I knew, I got this letter in the mail that said, you are now free to go do whatever you like. So off I went on my own and started writing and putting songs together for my own demos. And at that point, I was all of 16. And that's the story of Michael Bolton's first record deal.
American Top 40!
Back on the Billboard Pop Singles chart, holding down the top spot for a second week, is the 36-year-old singer-songwriter who was born and raised in New Haven, Connecticut. And he still lives part of the time in his home state in the town of Fairfield. The most popular song in America is by Michael Bolton. How am I supposed to live without you?
All over the world, the shadow counting down.
Now, his latest album, Time, Love, and Tenderness, became his first #1 album. And he's just come off his second #1 single, When a Man Loves a Woman. But Michael Bolton says all this chart-topping success is not what he's aiming for. Michael told writer Roger Catlin, it's that #1 mentality. In sports, you gotta have it. In politics, there's only one spot open, and that's #1. But in music, and in so many other areas of the creative arts, it's about being embraced after that first entrance you made. It's about people embracing you as an artist. It's about staying around. Michael says, my album Soul Provider was a lesson to me about staying around. It never went to #1. It went to #3. So I guess the question really is, do I want to be #1 or do I want to be around for a long, long time? Well, right now, he's getting the best of both. And this next singer in American Top 40 wrote his first song when he was 13 years old. He says, it was a silly, sentimental country kind of a thing called Dreaming Dreams. And Michael Bolton did the dreaming. Michael says it was inspired by a girl he was in love with who was 5 years older than he was. She was 18. And get this, just last year, 25 years after he wrote the song, their paths crossed when they shared a train ride from New York to Connecticut. He says, she was listening to my new album and she was crying as she listened. She'd followed my career through the years. And I said to her, why are you crying? Finally realized you should have married me? Michael scores his 7th top 10 with his latest
American Top 40!
You're with the Shadow to this week's #1 song. And this singer has been on The Tonight Show, has been interviewed by Oprah Winfrey, but there are still a few things Michael Bolton says you'll never hear him talk about. A couple of years ago, he told USA Today, there are 4 things I won't talk about: my age and my personal life. This is American Top 40 with the Shadow. And here's a real Cinderella story for you. That's what he says anyway. Are you lost? Well, remember that Walt Disney album this year, Simply Mad About the Mouse, and all these stars doing Disney movie songs? We did a story on it, played a few samples. Well, Michael Bolton recorded A Dream is a Wish Your Heart Makes from Cinderella. He did it with a full orchestra. Remember that one? Well, he loved it so much he wanted to do more recording like that, so for his new album, Timeless, The Classics, Michael did 6 songs with an orchestra and 4 more with horns. When he started on it, he thought it would be a piece of cake, maybe take a couple of months between his other recording projects. He should have known better. Michael says, it was much more demanding than I expected, and I got into that same neurotic perfection attitude I get with all my albums. He says, I started getting crazy about it, saying, I know I can do this better. Timeless is this week's new #1 album. You can't get much better than that.
American Top 40.
It's AT40's Top 50 for 1994. Next, this song by the man who raised more than $500,000 playing benefit softball games on tour with his team of musicians and roadies, the Bolton Bombers.
But I lied.
It became Michael Bolton's first gold single. Said I loved you, but I lied. 1994's 43rd biggest song. I'm Shadoe Stevens. It's AT40's Top 50 of 1994.